Before I start, I'd like to thank Rise of Kingdoms for giving this opportunity to be in a test server where I can do wild things like this and not feel like any consequences to my actual account. And it gives me a feeling of a proper Mega Veil without actually being one. So, fantasy fulfilled. So, the remaster is obviously all about the graphics and all the quality of life changes, like the swaying of the trees and flowers, some water reflection, or movement, I would say, more tree swaying, and of course the new icons for resource nodes and alliance buildings. And I don't really have a complaint about any of them. I think they all look pretty good, except the logging camps or the wood nodes. I think they need to be made more brown to be able to distinct them from like maybe from the stone nodes. Obviously they're different, but the color scheme is not that different. So obviously just make them more brown and that's it. Nothing crazy. The gold nodes look nice. The lines deposits look really cool. Looks like a giant anvil, kind of, at least to me. And also, the thing I don't like is how small these villages look. I think for a better like immersive experience, this should make them a little bigger. At least make them the same size as something like Lion's Node. Maybe not Lion's Node. This is too big. But just it makes them very trivial. And I know they're just here for the rewards or whatnot, but I think making it a bit bigger is going to be easier to like, click on and makes the whole map feel kind of more richer. Obviously, the big complaint was initially when people saw it because is the map was too green, like the grass was too green. And I've seen now that they kind of fixed it. They kind of reverted it or just really toned it down a bit. And I gotta say, this looks like the perfect amount of green. It's not really hard on your eyes, and it's not gonna be hard on your eyes when you're fighting KVK, for example, for a couple hours in one sitting. No problem. I definitely could see personally if I play in dot mode, which I usually do, having all that green in my face like for a couple hours is gonna take take its toll on me. So I definitely am happy that they changed or tuned it down. Also, the things I don't like is the way Crystal, I mean, center fortresses or alliance fortresses look for that matter. They all look the same pretty much. So to me, they more look like towers or like outposts with towers. It doesn't feel like a fortress to me. I think a fortress needs to be a bit more fortified. It needs to be more bulky. So I kind of like how the old or the current fortresses look like compared to the new one. And if you see the fortresses, you can see the Lost Temple, which is honestly my favorite area so far in the game. See, it's kind of similar. It's like elongated, has like a pointy end to it. But to me, this feels more in tune because it's a temple than a fortress. I think this makes more sense. So for me, what they should do is just make alliance fortresses or fortresses look a bit more robust, more bulky, with more like a bigger square maybe, not actual square of the radius it captures, but you can see how much space there is in this circle to make it a bit like bigger, like to make a bigger square inside, so it actually feels like a fort. So that's the only real complaint I have. The rest, obviously, they didn't remaster like Barbarians yet, but I think in due time they will. And honestly, so far, I think they're going very much in the right direction, especially now considering how they changed the green color and how. Oh, look at this area! I didn't know this till yet. Yeah, this looks pretty cool. You can make like a duels here. I can't reach it, sadly. Now, the people maybe not like the new graphics, like older players, but honestly, if you're looking at performance wise, new graphics will be better for bigger brawls. We're yet to test that really. I haven't had a chance. Maybe they did it while I was asleep, but they said like the frame rate is better, and I think having a bit more clear idea of how marches look, especially in that mode as well, it's gonna help you get better in the game. Especially now when we once we have this feature in game, which is the attack march, which makes you basically attack in any area you click on. So in summary, I like most of the update here. The only real complaints I have are mostly cosmetic in nature, such as making the tribal villages a bit more bigger, more noticeable. Then the wood node needs to be a bit more brown, and make the fortresses look actually like a fortress and not like a pointy tower with some tiny walls. And that's it, like the gist of it. If you have any complaints, let me know down below. I can maybe send it back as further feedback. But if not, throw a like on the video, consider subscribing, and I'll see you in the next one.